Hey, I'm Debbie. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing Pisces. My initial reading is excitement, anticipation. Pisces, they're like on the edge. They're really excited. Take what resonates, feel what doesn't. Don't try to make it fit. Just know that the divine is working on everybody, on both sides, getting everybody prepped. Union is coming. Get into mission. Do that work. Mission is your purpose. It's just another word for job. But there's programs for you to do. The New Earth community. Get into it. Eventually, I will link it so you guys can see it yourself. Okay. Inner child work. Vital. 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 Learning about yourself. We are here. Our reason that we're here, Starseed Lightworkers, is to help others. And it's to help others who go through this journey and understand the journey and understand why we're here. Our twin flame is to keep us here because we know we are different. We feel like we don't belong here. And like I was talking to my friend today, she is a masculine. She is like literally the feminine version of my masculine. Same age. She's only 3 days. She's 3 days younger. So I know that we were brought together. One, she is fully awakened. For me to understand my masculine, and for me, and I have become fully awakened since my mother passed. I carry her mother's spirit, who she lost when she was 13. So I have the same name. So it's just, we were brought together for that. I was brought together to help her with her issues and her journey. But her journey is a little, me to understand the masculine side a lot more. So in my masculine. Anyway, but it is exciting is what I am feeling from you guys. Know that the feminines, you guys, we are being forced to work on ourselves right now. A lot of stuff is coming down. You mean, like, go to the New Earth community on Facebook, get in there with Sophia, do the inner work. I'm going back to do the inner work because there's more that I need to do. And honestly, that's what brings the connection forward. And yes, we're supposed to be here. Our twin flame keeps us here because they remind us of home, because they are our home. They are our other half. They are the other half of our soul, right? And honestly, you know, you go through life, and before I found him, and even when I didn't understand my journey and understand my purpose here, it was like, I don't want to be here. I didn't want to be here. It's like, why am I here? Why am I here? My kids are grown. You know, all of a sudden, what left? I mean, there's so many times, like I was telling her today, there's so many times I'm like, why am I here? What is my purpose? Well, now I know. My purpose is to help others through their twin flame journey, to understand why we're here, to help them heal their inner child or trauma. I went through a lot. I've gone through sexual abuse. I've gone through mental abuse. I've gone through being pushed aside as a child. I've gone through, and I've always realized when you go back and do the inner work, you always realize, because, you know, my parents always kind of pushed me aside and put my siblings above me. And it's part of that rejection and shit that you have to face and realize, and that's what your masculine does. They make you go back and work on it. But I put the dots together, and I went back and I thought about, as far back as I can remember, I never really wanted to be with my family. I felt different. I didn't feel like I belonged. I was always kind of by myself and happy to be by myself. Absolutely happy to be by myself. I would listen to music. I would zone out. I would exercise. I would just do my own thing. I did not really, the only time we really sat together or was together as a family was over food. And which then I associated food with everything. So I had a addiction, which I had to overcome that. And that is not an easy addiction to come over. Because food is everywhere and you have to have it to survive. But you have to understand, if there's other people out there that have this, that have had this addiction or has this addiction, why we eat. Why do you choose to eat? Is it boredom? Is it lifestyle? Is it because you don't want to face emotions, so you're feeding yourself? That was me. I ate for everything, but mine was emotional. I didn't want to face what was going on, so I would stuff it. So the way that I started my journey, didn't realize that it was my twin flame journey, but the way I started was, instead of eating, and I would be like, okay, what is going on? What is going on that I'm not facing? And I started that 5 years ago when my father died. I mean, I was already, had lost some weight, but I mean, I was really heavy, really heavy. I've lost a lot of weight. I've lost a lot of weight, and I go to the gym. I've lost over 100 pounds altogether. I mean, I work out all the time, and it's my passion. I love it. I love that, and I love helping others because I've been doing it for so long. I can show others how to do it properly, and technique, and but anyway, we're getting off track here. Somebody must have needed to hear that. Some Pisces needed to hear that or something. I don't know. But so now if I only eat when I'm hungry. That's it. Period. And I only drink water. I used to be very addicted to soda. Very addicted to soda. I drink water. I drink a few other things, like, you know, I'll drink Body Armor. You know, like tea. But if I start eating something and I'm not hungry, I stop myself and I'm like, okay, what are you not facing? What is going on? So that was one way. And now, and then that was just scratching the surface, right? Just scratching the surface, because when your twin flame rejects you, or doesn't come in and out, or like literally rejects you, because we've had a separation. It made me, this last time that it happened, it made me, seriously, that is what, I'm going to tell you, that is what got me here. I've been watching Sophia. I've been doing all that, checking it out, checking out the different channels, resonating with it, getting it, understanding it, right? But what actually got me to know my worth, right? And to know that I'm worth healing myself, regardless whether that gets him or not, was the separation. It was only a 1 month, and it wasn't like a major separation. I mean, he didn't talk to me. We didn't talk to each other for a month. We still saw each other at the gym, which was very difficult, and for both of us, but very necessary. And if it hadn't happened, I would not have gotten into the inner child program. I wouldn't be where I am now. I wouldn't be talking to you. I wouldn't be fully awakened. It's where we are. Your divine masculine, the Pisces, is excited. He is excited. They're ready to jump. Okay? I know I kind of talked a little bit there, so sorry. But someone needed to hear it. Anyway, can I have where the divine masculine is with the divine feminine for the Pisces right now in the connection? Remember, it's energy, and we're always changing. Everything's changing every day. Where we are today may not be where they are tomorrow. And today, you might see this in a couple of months and not be where you are. So it's just whenever you happen to see it. It could be a year later, whatever. If only one person sees it or no one sees it, it doesn't matter. I'm just doing what they guide me to do. So that's it. That's where I'm at. Everything else is ego. Everything else is ego. It's just ego. Yes, I can help you. Yes, if you book me, I will definitely help you. I will help you I will help you heal. I'll teach you how, and I'll teach you, and I can tell you what you're supposed to be doing. I have stopped doubting my ability. Seriously, doubting my ability. My awakening, and that was part of my indecision. That was holding me back. Because they will never guide you wrong. They will never guide you wrong. you got to know the difference between knowing. Knowing is them channeling you, and thinking, that's your intuition. But they will never guide you wrong. You can never. You just know. You know without a doubt, right? Okay. So, can I have where Pisces divine masculine is with divine feminine right now in the connection? Remember, don't try to make it fit. If it doesn't fit, then this wasn't for you. Or all of it fit. Maybe just one part of it fits, but not all of it. So don't try to all make it fit like that, because it's just not meant for that. Okay. I mean, some of it will be like spot on all of it, and some of it's just a little bit. So just take what fits and leave what doesn't. And if none of it fits, then it wasn't your thing. Remember that we are all star signs, but we do have a rising sun and moon, ascending, however you want to say it, rising sun and ascending. And know that try one of those signs out. Okay. Like I am a rising Virgo, my sun is Leo, which is my main one, and my ascending is Sag. So I have 2 fire signs, and Virgo, I believe, is an earth sign. If you need to know more about planetary stuff, go see Cheadle, the mystical child. The planets, knowing that we are star seeds, we are a star, we're part of the stars, right? We're light workers. They affect us, and that's her specialty, and that's what she does. And she's really into, she's learning that about herself, and she's really putting stuff out there on her channel and on the Facebook, the New Earth community, about that. And it's very fascinating how everything works together. Okay, can I have clarification for 7 of Wands? 7 of Wands, please. And you also need to do, I'm going to tell, I don't know, someone needs to hear this, do the death of the ego. That's the Kundalini, I believe. It's either Kabbalah or Kundalini, one of the two. It clears out the chakras. I listened to, and Sophia suggested it, which I had done it in the past, didn't realize what it was doing. High Priestess, please clarify. Thank you. Which I didn't realize. It's those things is knowing. You just do stuff you don't know why. But 432 megahertz will clear your chakras. It will open up your third eye. Thank you for the. Oh my God. Oh my God. I want to say that this is so funny because I know y'all are going to probably laugh. I'm like, girl, you don't know what just popped out. This is exciting. This is exciting. Can I have the clarification for 10 of Wands, please? Anyway, yeah, that's okay. I should have taken that. Okay. That's funny because that card came out with the other card and I put it back in there. And if that's what they want, they'll bring it back out. 6 of Pentacles, or yeah, 6 of Pentacles. Still don't feel like we're not. What is going on? 6 of Pentacles. No, yeah, 6. Yeah. 6 of Pentacles is they still don't play. Stinking addictions. Okay. Connecting energy, please. Can I please have the connecting energy? Thank you. Okay. All right. Yeah. So, pretty excited about this reading. It's pretty cool. Counterparts have come out, like clarifying counterparts, and it's standing in their ground, and that's where the excitement's coming from. Okay, so the beginning of it is the 7 of Wands. 7 of Wands is Wands of action, Wands is wisdom, Wands is knowledge. Okay. The 7 of Wands, I take it, as you see it's an angel, and it looks like they're defending, right? So that's the 6 of Wands below them is victory, okay? And the Ace of Wands is what they're using, the 1 wand, right? So normally, or how this can be, it can be interpreted a couple ways. It's a defensive card, right? They're defensive. They're either being defensive towards you, or you're being defensive, or they're defending you, okay? I feel that this card is, because it's clarified by the Hermit, okay? They have gone inside to their darkness, to work on their darkness, their inner work, see the light, because that's what the hermit does when we go inside, right? So they went inside to see their victory, right? Their victory in the new beginning of the Ace of Wands. So they're ready to defend their victory. They're ready to defend you. What are they going to defend you from? I don't know. If it's a third party, there is not a third party card in here. I'm telling you, that's how the other reading, I did a collective reading. The third party, that karmic is done. Okay? They might still be stuck in it, right? They may still be stuck there, but that karmic cycle has been closed. It's been done by the divine. Okay? Just so you know that, all right? Does that mean that they're going to come here today? No. They probably still have some stuff they have to finish up, but just know that cycle is ending, right? Now, if you are still on the codependent side and still doing codependency with this relationship, that karmic cycle will continue. Okay? So that's important that you work on that, and that's part of the inner child that she teaches you about, okay? And I can tell you about it too, but that they've gone inside, right? So they're now defending this connection, okay? They're defending you, right? The next one is the High Priestess. That's how they see you. You are the High Priestess. The High Priestess is the feminine, okay? Right? So that's what it's leading up to, right? So they're defending their feminine and moving forward. Like I said in the beginning, that initial energy, they're excited and they're moving forward, right? Forward movement, knowledge, action, swift action is also communication. So look for some communication, right? That they want to tell you. I don't even see the judgment card. Like earlier on the collective I did, there was a judgment card because they're afraid to tell you what they had because they don't think that you're going to reject them. But I don't see that here, right? Here I see that they're stepping into their power. When I say they're stepping into their power, it's because this is you, right? The Empress. They see you as the Empress. They've seen you step into your power. A lot of you are doing the work, right? This is for the ones that are absolutely doing the work. The ones that aren't doing the work, do the work, okay? Because they're stepping into their power. They see that you're stepping into your power. You're knowing your worth. You're standing your ground. They see you as this beautiful person who's stable and just, the Empress is like the highest card, okay? You have the High Priestess, that's the Divine Feminine, but when you come up from the Aces, the Kings, Queens, all that stuff, the Empress and the counterpart, that's why I got excited, the Emperor, okay? The Emperor are the highest forms, so they're stepping into their power too, okay? So they're taking ground, they're stepping in and standing up. Right? They're coming forward. That's what I'm saying. That's why I got excited. These were clarified. This clarified this card, right? This is how they see you. This is how they see the connection. That's what I'm saying. They're excited. They're done. Look, there's 2 movement cards in here too. Look, they're done. They're at their breaking point. I think this is like, you need to go look at the collective one too from earlier, because this is follows along with the collective, even though this is for Pisces. They're at their breaking point. They've been holding the burden, the passion for so long they can't handle it anymore. They're in their truth and they're moving forward. Okay, so the other one is the swift moving forward. This one is the slow one. Right, so it is movement towards the truth, but it's slow movement to the calmer waters. Okay, all right. So, and a lot of it is the reason why they're moving slow is because they're doing it to protect you. So there's something going on, right, that they're afraid to tell you about, or they haven't told you about, to protect you. Okay, so that's part of that too. But it's still movement towards you, right? It's still movement in the right direction. Okay. When we have the 6 of Pentacles, I don't know what's going on. I still don't feel like it's enough. Maybe they don't feel like they have enough to offer. They don't feel like they're good enough. Hold on, they're going to correct me just a minute. The 6 of Pentacles is saving up enough and not feeling like they're enough. It's clarified by the Devil, which is addictions and obsessions. So, okay, I'm getting it. They're saying that they don't feel like they have been enough for you because of their addictions and obsessions, and it could be literal addictions. A lot of masculines have literal addictions. The way that that is done is we're addicted, we mirror each other, right? So when the feminine's addicted to the fat masculine, they usually have an addiction of some sort. How it helps, and I can tell you from my connection, the beginning of my connection, he had a severe addictions. We have unconditional love for our masculine, for our twin flame. We love and accept them for who they are. They never ever have to change because it's unconditional love. There's no condition to it, right? And I had that addiction to him, that pull. You know, that pull, that you obsess. You always think about him. You got to have him. You want to be with him. You have to. It's like, oh my God, you're obsessed over him. And it is crazy. It is an obsession. And it drives you nuts because that's not normal. And you're not like that with anybody else. Like, I was married for a long time. My ex-husband, I never was obsessed like that over him. I had other relationships in between when I met him, before I met my masculine. And it's like, I've dated, and it's like, if you don't show interest in me or whatever, it's like, I'm out, I'm out, and I don't give him a second thought, right? So when you meet up with this person and you think about him all the time, it's like, did I just go crazy? Am I insane? What is going on? I cannot stop. You literally cannot stop thinking about them. I know you get it. This is how you stop thinking about them. 1, you get into mission. Okay? You find your purpose. You do the humanitarian thing that you're supposed to do. Okay? You do the inner work. Okay? And when you do the inner work and you go down there and you deep inner work. I'm not talking about just a little, oh, things are better, blah, 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 haha, I had a bad childhood, I'm better, I'm grown now, that's not going to bother me. No. I mean deep. I mean, you need to go through a couple dark nights of the soul. You need to get all that negative energy out, okay? It's a constant work. You constantly have to work on yourself, constantly. What I'm getting at is 2.5, it's been over 2.5 years. 2.5 years, right? 2.5 years. It'll be 2 years in June that we've had constant contact, okay? Which is coming up. But 2.5 years since we met. In that time frame, because of me, which I didn't realize it until recently, until really when I got my awakening, and it's last 6 months, I would say, last 6 months. Understanding the journey, really understanding the journey, and knowing that I need to get out there and help other people. That I stopped obsessing and realizing that I want to be with him, but I don't have to be with him. I don't need it, right? Working on the inner child, working on loving myself. That's another thing. When you love yourself and you fill yourself with your cup up, you don't have to have it from others. You don't need outside validation, okay? What I'm getting at is, because if I worked on that addiction, I had, like I said, I was addicted to food and soda. I mean, the food I had accomplished before him. The pop I had not. But he is now at the point where, in that time frame, in the 2.5 years that I've known him, he went from never ever wanting to change his lifestyle, right, to he is free of it. Are there some times that you fall back? Absolutely. Very rarely, but it is an addiction, and it is something that someone has struggled with for years. But it's a process. It is, and I tell them that it's a process. You can't succeed without failing, right? You didn't learn how to walk in one day. You had to learn how to stand up first, take a step, and you kept falling down. And then eventually you got it, right? But my point is, they follow you. That's what I'm getting at. They follow you. Okay? So, they follow you. There's other things that I can give you examples of that have changed in our lives for the better. He has pushed me to do better too, because that's what they do. They want you to do better. And times where I have like kind of lost focus, he'd be like, "You're losing your focus. What are you doing?" He doesn't know that he doesn't know that I influence him. I haven't told him that. You can't. You have to understand. Eventually we'll get to the point. He understands that I'm a twin flame. He understands. He's seen in different things. He doesn't know everything, because they're logical and they're not going to understand it. He is spiritual. He actually had, before we met, he had an eye, a third eye tattoo. He just thought it was all-seeing eye, right? He just got it. And recently he got another one, and it made me giggle because I didn't know he had got it, and now he has 2 third eyes on him. So it's like, but it's not something for us to be like, Debbie said, I influence you, and if I work on myself, everything's gonna get better, and you're gonna come towards me. They're gonna be like, what are you talking about? So it's not for us to go doing that, talking, because it doesn't help the connection. It only confuses the connection, and they're logical. So that's why we're here. That's why the community is here, for you to talk to us and to understand how the journey works. And the connecting card is the collaboration card. Sorry, I got off track. It's the 3 of Pentacles. It's for you guys to collaborate and work together. Also for you to get into mission. Work with the community. Okay? And you're trying to balance it out. You gotta make your decision. What are you gonna decide? That's all about balancing. You need that balance. Okay? It's balancing out your pentacles, making a choice. What are you going to choose? Right? What are you going to choose? Are you going to choose yourself? Are you going to choose love? Right? Know your worth. Okay? Know your worth. I mean, obviously a lot of you are doing the work. You are. But until you really step into it and know your worth and start helping mankind, because that is what we're supposed to do. Get out of that rooted belief system that you have to work that job at, Safeway, whatever, wherever. I don't know. I just said Safeway. Didn't even know that store exists anymore. But you can see there's that train that was in the beginning before I started recording. They're here. They're ready. They're coming through. They're coming in. They're taking charge. Just know, Pisces, they are excited and they're coming. And you need to be ready, okay? Work on yourself. Work on yourself. Know you're loved. Know you're loved. I always say this. I've been saying this in all of them. And this is what I'm going to end it with. I'm actually not even going to do messages because we're already at 30 minutes. They love you unconditionally, okay? I know a lot of people like to see those messages. We're just gonna sorry, they stopped me for a reason. They stopped me for some reason. Love, love, love. That's all I just keep hearing. Love, 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 love. Okay. You have to understand, right? We're one soul split to 2. You love this person so much, right? You are so loved. You cannot think about them. It's frustrating, right? You need to learn from them. My thing is, and this is what I've been saying to everybody, why can't you love yourself the same way? You need to obsess and love yourself the same way. You need to turn it around and do that to yourself. You are the same. That's what you need to understand. You are exactly the same. It is the same soul. So if you can't love yourself as much as you love them, it makes no sense, because you are the same. Does that click? I don't know if that clicked. I don't know if that made sense. You have to understand that home, yes, I want my home, and I tell him that all the time. I miss my home, I want my home. And he gets it, but it's kind of like, it's weird because, you know, there's sometimes you're like, I just don't need you to say anything, just let me put my head on your chest and I can feel my home, and I feel one, right? I feel one, that's all I need. It's like, shh, just let me be home. Just let me be home for a little bit, okay? I just need my peace. You can still find that peace here, right? You can still find that peace here, but they do help balance us out. You have to learn how to balance yourself out. Yes, you have to do that. But it kind of brings you back. It kind of grounds you. It's kind of what happens. It grounds me. It reminds me, okay, now I know why. It does. But anyway, just know they love you. They love you, and they're so excited about you, and they're so sorry that they are taking so long. And if you really want the messages, go to the collective, because the masculines are really heartbroken over them taking so long. Really heartbroken, to the point that we're all empaths, right? But I can connect, I can really connect with energies. And I was shedding tears. They weren't my tears. They weren't my tears. They were the masculine's tears, because they just feel so bad. They feel so bad. The Pisces in particular right here, I don't feel sorrow. I feel excitement. Okay, so that's where I see it from you guys. I feel excitement, but there's also more to the story. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say go to the collective. Anyway, ouch.